back again on Blitz as we tap into the phone lines to find Tim Hunter, head boys and girls soccer coach at Union County. Tim, I appreciate your time on Blitz.
Oh, yeah, appreciate you calling.
Now, Coach, this will be your first season taking over the program. You take over a boys team that has made state 5 of the last 6 years and a girls team that's made it twice in the last 4 years. Do you feel any added pressure to maintain that level of consistency?
Well, not really. I've taken the team back over. I was actually the head girls coach here from 2000 to 2010. Teams I coached won our first region titles for the girls program in 2000 and 2004, and we took, I believe, 7 teams to state over that run. And then I helped on the first boys team that won the region title under Coach West, who passed away the summer following that. So there is pressure from that, but a lot of that pressure is pressure that teams that I coached have started, because we've had a real winning tradition here in girls and boys soccer.
That's good to have that familiarity then, just stepping back into the role. Now, despite the track records, last year both squads missed out on the playoffs, even though they had a solid campaign. What's the biggest key to getting back there this season, you think?
Well, in the boys' perspective, last season, we've lost some players. This year, we're still in a rebuilding phase, but we have our upperclassmen are playing extremely hard, and that's one thing that's a real key for us. Jair Gonzalez is a center mid for us. He's one of our top players. He's also one of our hardest workers, and when those two are going hand in hand, you have a chance. And that's one thing that I think is going to be the difference with our guys. Our guys are going to have a lot of young players playing this year, but that's fine because we're playing hard and we're getting after it. So I think it's one of those things where I think we're going to get the most out of this team this year that we possibly could. And however that falls, if we're playing hard and we're getting after it, that's something that I feel good about regardless.
Now, you've got a great non-region schedule lined up with home and away matches with both Banks County and Towns County. And then, those are rival games. And then you've got Lumpkin and White County in the mix. What excites you most when you take a look at the 2013 slate?
It's still one of those things where we still look at it game at a time. A lot of these are traditional rivalries that we've had in girls and boys. For boys, Banks County has always been a tough rivalry for our boys, as had Lumpkin. Back in some days where our guys were making the state tournament pretty regular, Lumpkin was really a nemesis for us. In the first team that won the region title, their only loss that year was to Lumpkin County. So that's always a big rivalry. Yeah. It's also the same way for the girls. Lumpkin is one of the fiercest rivals we've had in girls soccer since 2000, and it's one that I don't plan on that ever really going away. Also, for the girls, Towns County has really developed into a strong girls program, and that's a rivalry that used to be really one-sided, and it's one that has been getting closer and closer every year as they continue to field strong teams.
Now, you touched briefly on, some of your key guys this year, but give us a brief overview of what you have to work with, both with the boys and girls. Like how many seniors do you have on each team, and who are the standout players that we can look for this year?
Well, our seniors for our guys, as I mentioned, Jair Gonzalez. Jair is a fantastic player and a player that's going to be able to play at the next level, I feel. Another senior, Kyle Wade. Kyle is one of those guys who's a very quiet player, but he's one that you can always count on him being exactly where he's supposed to be, doing what he's supposed to do. And he's one of these guys that really keeps the team settled and keeps the team playing well. Eric Hoogerin, who is our kicker in football, he is an extremely exciting player because he can strike the ball as hard as anybody you'll see in the region. And then Tim McKenna is another solid 4-year player for us. And then Josh Troche is a senior. This is actually his first year play. As far as juniors on the guys, Brendan Pestana will play our striker a lot. We play a lone striker lineup. And he has developed a lot since last season. And then one of our other juniors, T.J. Smith. T.J. is really a key player for us. T.J. is he's very solid. He's extremely versatile. You can play him at about any position in the field and have quality minutes from him. T.J. and Jair are shouldering a lot of our load offensively and also a lot of our time as far as possessing the ball. But they are both very strong players. We have a lot of young players who are going to be in the mix right now, and we've got some. We have a freshman keeper, Justin Eigel, and a freshman center mid, which is Jesus Mancias.
Mm-hmm.
And those are two guys that are going to look to figure in big for us on the varsity level.
And what about looking at the girls' side there on the pitch? What do you think you got to work with this year?
Well, the girls' side, the big thing that happened with us, we lost a lot last year at graduation. We lost our leading scorer from the past 3 years. A lot of these girls I actually coached when they were freshmen.
Oh, okay.
That was my last year, so there is some familiarity involved in all that.
Do you have any seniors in that mix, or primarily
I have some
underclassmen?
seniors in that mix.
Okay.
Marissa Aiken she's a 4-year starter. She started every game as a freshman for me when she was here. She's a quality player in midfield, and she's also a player that I think is capable of playing at the next level. Taylor Burton's going to really be the anchor of our defense back there playing sweeper. She is a 4-year varsity player, but is not a 4-year starter, but she is a 4-year varsity player.
Yeah.
And then we have 7 seniors in total. Christina Zegers also had a lot of varsity time. She's a 4-year letterman, and she plays a lot for us on right mid, and is a really good striker. We don't have a lot of other upperclassmen. We only have 3 juniors: Emma Harum, Erin Ennis, and Mary Murphy. Erin and Emma, I allowed them to play up when they were in 8th grade. They played sub-varsity back then. Erin's really a quality player, and she's also one that's going to be capable. Our sophomore class is loaded with athleticism, and that's something where a lot of them are going to be seeing a lot of varsity time, and it's going to be something where they are, they're going to be a big part of the team, from now on. I'm actually fielding 15 sophomore players right now.
Wow, so a lot of future potential there, and then potential to compete now as well. That's pretty awesome.
Right, and that's one thing. It's with our girls. Our girls are going to compete hard and get after it, but our girls are on the up and up for the next few years. And the same thing's really happening with our guys. I coached our middle school program last year, got back into it at that level, and then followed these guys up. We won our side of the league for middle school soccer, and we have some exciting players coming in our middle school programs right now. So this is going to be a good time in Union County soccer. This year we're going to play hard. That's going to be one thing that I expect, and one thing that I'm going to count on. So that's going to take us. That's going to determine how far we go ultimately. But we have a lot of good things going on over the next few years, but on both levels. We have a lot of quality players coming down the pipe here for us.
Well, Coach, thanks again so much for your time on Blitz, and best of luck to you on the pitch this season. We look forward to watching both your teams compete this year.
Oh, I appreciate it. We appreciate all the coverage up there and in promoting soccer in the mountains.
We enjoy it. Thank you very much, Coach.
All right, thank you.
Thanks. When we come back, sports updates, highlights, and as always, our player of the week.